I am calling on all my disabled people, chronically ill, spoonies, cripple, anybody who is sick and can't work, especially if they're on SSI or have been denied SSI or think they'll be denied SSI. I'm calling on all my siblings to join me on a march on Washington, March 21st, 2025, in Washington, D.C. This is a cripple takeover because the government in America has ignored us for far too goddamn long. The last time major disabled legislation was passed for the ADA was 1992, and it was passed after a massive march on Washington where many paralyzed people climbed the stairs of the Supreme Court, including a 6-year-old girl. And the pictures made the paper the next day, and suddenly all of Congress was shamed into doing the right thing. That was the last time. In fact, until Joe Biden, I don't recall a prior president mentioning us since then. And Biden, who's very busy with the genocide, he's just so busy. He says he can't do anything to help us. It'd be Congress, which is mostly true, but then also Trump, who is evil, also said he would make our lives worse by demanding that the government make us all retake our assessments at one time, meaning there'd be massive backlogs. If you've ever applied for assistance of any form, you know how badly backed up those things are. Mitch McConnell, of all goddamn people, told him, maybe not right now because it was around when COVID broke out. We got lucky that time. But since that's the most attention we get for from our government in the United States, it's time to rise up and make ourselves known. Because, our reps don't remember us. Maybe every now and then some government figure like Tammy Duckworth does, even though she's Zionist. She is disabled, so she remembers us. I believe she's the only one in Congress currently. So the only way we're going to get our rights back is by making a public fucking spectacle. And I need numbers. Allies are welcome, of course. It's not like we're going to check credentials. Everybody's welcome to join who's there for the right cause. What our demands are is that we have our own goddamn civil rights. We should have a right to marry, a right to leave the country for more than a month, a right to not be institutionalized and or lose custody of our kids in 20 states. We deserve rights because we lose those things when we become SSI or SSDI. And never mind, most people are SSI, which is an income thing, and in the United States, we cannot make more than $80 a month or save $2,000 amongst all our accounts and assets, or they will pull it immediately. Never mind when you're awarded benefits. If you have a backlog like I did, I had $15,000 after my lawyers. They only pay out $2,000 every 6 months. So a year later, basically, you get the remainder of your money. And by then you already have so much shit you need to pay. It's not like you can, put a payment on a rental or a house or anything. And the federal government totally recognizes we are below the poverty line because in almost every state, minus a few East Coasters, especially New Jersey, got to give props to them. New Jersey gives about $1,300 max to SSI. Most federal SSDI maxes out about $3,000. But SSI federally is $933, or $930 basically. Might get a little more, you're definitely not going to get $1,000. So that's not a livable wage. Oh, you're just moochers. You just want money without working for it. Well, damn girl, I'd love to work, but the government makes all my spare time spent on trying to live. Never mind, in most states, it's legal, and it is on the federal level, to pay your disabled employees $3.50 an hour, and the minimum wage is still $7.50, and I think we know both those things aren't acceptable. I live in a town of 6,000. I have seen a studio for rent for $500, but most rentals are $800 and the minimum wage is $750 here, and again $350 for disabled. There's a town of 400 nearby. 400. I couldn't even afford to rent anything there. It was $900 or more for a 1-bedroom apartment. And, we don't have a right to move where we want to move. If we're like, damn, gee, okay, well, I'll do what I can with the pittance you give me. I'll move to Portugal or Mexico. Even if somehow you had enough to satisfy those countries, which you don't. Many have very high levels to keep disabled out. In fact, both those countries have required that you make a minimum of $4,000 a month to immigrate. The American government will take your money away after a month if you leave the country, even on a trip, if you're on a 2-month backpacking vacation. And then people will say, well, that's our money. Well, shit, I don't know. I don't think I should have to sit in a cloth sack on a bed of fleas and bed bugs eating my gruel while I hear hymns from some pastor just because I'm disabled. I'm a smart person, not to brag. I was reading at a 12th grade level at 4th grade. I always wanted to go to college, but I am of the poorer class in the United States. Yes, I'm white, but that's about it. My parents didn't go to college. My grandparents didn't go to college. I tried, one in Utah and one in California. And California didn't respect my ADA at all. Utah, of course, didn't either. And even though I tried really hard, I had to leave California after getting a full ride to community college. Only thing I could apply for since I don't have any of the fancier tests, etc. Now they've kind of changed that, but at the time. I had a full ride for my schoolwork, and I had to leave because I couldn't afford to live there anymore. Because California is good old 930, I believe. We have no rights. Many of us are abused or emotionally abused, living with family members we really would prefer never to see again, or partners. And usually the fact that we can't afford to leave is lorded over us. This is unacceptable. And since disability took my life, I'm taking disabilities. This is not going to fly in America. I don't care if it turns into a dictatorship in 2025. Put me in a camp. I don't give a shit. We are not living like this anymore. So if you'd like to sign up, there's been a link up here. I hope I remembered. Dramaticallydisabled.com. I have a form to fill out, and I request countries because I'd like to see somebody help do like England, Australia, Canada, and further for their own causes because they're different. Of course I can't. I don't know all the intricacies there. So please let me know, and please sign up for further updates.